Vikings, art, mythology, and more. This is a project by Carly Dempsey. A is for all thing. All thing is a council of wise men. These men help make decisions. They come up with ideas for their people again and again. B is for Batas, allowing the Vikings to roam far and wide. The invention allowed them to travel across the sea. This led them to places others could barely even dream. All they needed was some help from a tree. C is for Cow's Horn. Cow's Horn had two main purposes. It was for a drinking party. It was made for religious celebrations. You really didn't need an invitation. D is for Dragon. Dragons were creatures of folklore. They were friendly to the seamen. They were also important symbols of protection. They were protection from any demon. E is for Ecthiner. Ecthiner was like a deer. It looked like a character from Wonderland. This ancient being is praised, mostly since it brought flowing water into our land. F is for Falsterpib. The Falsterpib was a special instrument. It is very mysterious and not much is known. It is almost flute-like. It was made of animal bone. G is for grave ships. Grave ships were an honor to be buried in. They were mostly to comfort the dead. The body would be placed in here, and with all that is needed, then the body might finally rest their head. H is for Hlot. Hlot was a special kind of blood. It was for their religion. It was mostly animal. By this I mean horse or wolf, not a pigeon. I is for Independence. Independence was important for Vikings. They had to learn how to fight. This taught them how to be brave, among other things. This helped them raid just right. J is for Jellinge. Jellinge was a special art style. It looped around and around. The ruins that were found sometimes had animals. These ruins were found near old Viking towns. K is for Carvey. Carvey was a large boat. It was useful for transporting. It helped put the Vikings' names on the map. It allowed them to do a lot of exporting. L is for Langskips. Langskips were any kind of Viking ship. They were an invention that made them the best sailors. They could be used both forward and backwards. This all allowed them to build quick and allowed them to quickly become retailers. M is for Midgard. Midgard is home to humans like you and me. Midgard is one of the 9 realms. This place is both in our mind and in our universe, and it is safe as long as you don't jump the fence and it overwhelms. N is for Nesjar Monument. Nesjar is a monument of art and history. It symbols a battle of great. The battle led to the unity of Vikings. The beautiful stone carvings were worth the wait. O is for Odin. Odin is a god of utmost importance. He is known for more than one thing. This includes wisdom, death, battle, knowledge, war, and victory. This led to Vikings becoming more and more like their king. P is for early Germanic paganism. Early Germanic paganism led to Norse mythology. It had many of the same mythical creatures. They heavily influenced the Vikings. Many of what we know about this is based off of early Norse features. Q is for quern. Querns were a tool. They were for food productions. They allowed Vikings to continue life while most were away. This led to no food reductions. R is for runestones. Runestones are a big stone with carvings. Their writings are art. This is how we get most of our information on Vikings. This is how we learned about things like burials and religion and any other cultural part. S is for sea monsters. These monsters of the deep caused Vikings great worry. They scared them so much that they trembled with fear. They believed them as enemies of the gods and their ships. They thought that these monsters would destroy everything they hold dear. T is for Tagahonk. Tagahonk is the old version of tug and war. It was a test of strength and agility. It was very competitive. It was similar to rowing patterns and would determine your row and legibility. U is for Ernest. This art style came way later in the Viking Age. It had slim lines curved in a delicate turn. The animals are facing front. It was difficult, evolutionary, and hard to learn. V is for Valkyries. Valkyries are seen as the imagery of war, death, and beauty. They have taken on many roles, some being the chooser of the slain during battle, and sometimes being warriors with kind-hearted souls. W is for Walberg. Walberg was traditionally a Viking holiday. It was in celebration of Odin. It was when he sacrificed himself for the greater good. He also gained knowledge, and the light returning to the world glowed in. X is for xenophilia. Vikings were very culturally accepting. They enjoyed seeing others' worldview. They began to spread throughout Europe, and Vikings became more assimilated through and through. Y. Y is for younger Furthar, the language of the Vikings. Meant for professionals and friends, the symbols are rather similar. The language of others have been based off a few of those odds and ends. Lastly, Z is for Zealand, a place of trading, but not of Viking men. These villagers were soon a thriving center for the economy. Zealand began to fight back, and although Vikings jump-started, the Vikings were kicked out commonly. And that's my project. Thank you.